My name is Rupinder Khurana, and today I'm with somebody very special. I'm with Mr. Amit Sharma, who's the general manager at the Amanora, the Fern Hotel and Club in Pune. Welcome, Mr. Sharma. You have
Thank
been
you,
very
Mr.
close. Right. Please carry on.
Thank you. Thank you for the great opportunity. It's always great a pleasure to be associated with any of the events with IHM.
So you've been very closely associated with us, and you have taken part in a lot of events where you have come forward and you've been a sponsor. You have supported us, through our journey. We'll first like to start off by talking about your journey as a professional. So, how did you get interested in hospitality?
See, Mr. Khurana, we are not millennials. In fact, we are coming from the age of 90s where, I'll be very honest and candid today, that where every parent wanted a child to become either a doctor or engineer. But since my childhood days, I was a very social character. In fact, a very very social character. Though upon my parents' insistence, I tried for medicals. I couldn't get through. I got BHMS. But at the same time, I was also trying for hotel management. I was very much inspired by a local article which came in Times of India about hotel school, and it actually appealed to me. And I really thought of getting into it. So, I gave the National Council examinations, and the first year also I got selected, for IHM. But though my parents were very keen on getting, that the son should become a doctor, so they told me, okay, but I try once, 1 year more. And, in the first year I got BHMS. Though I was good at studies, I got, BHMS. So my father told me, it's better to go for hotel management rather than doing, BHMS. So this is how, I took up hotel management. I did the counseling and everything. I got my IHM Catering College, Lucknow, which is very close to my home city. And since, I was a small town lad, first few days were a very severe culture shock for me when it came to hotel management. But slowly and steadily we adapted and, settled quite well. Yes, I mean, I would say if you talk about the career, it had been very, very upward, learning, satisfying, and still evolving, I would say. In fact, these are the four keywords. In fact, till date, if you talk about, the career journey, what we're talking about. And, it has been very upward, very satisfying, very learning, and still evolving. So, and, I've seen all the, in my 20 years of career, in fact, worked with a couple of good brands, started with Grand Hyatt Delhi. Then I was with the Intercontinental the Grand New Delhi, which is the Lalit now. Then moved on to La Meridian New Delhi and worked with them for around 3 years with them in Delhi. And from there, I took up, into events industry, like, rather a sports event. We all have heard about Doha Asian Games organizing committee. I was a part of the organizing committee, and I used to take care of the catering department. Though it was a short-term contract, and I've been my core was F&B right from beginning. In fact, got very passionate for F&B. In fact, so I took it as a challenge. It was short-term contract, but it gave me a lot of a great exposure, I would say, in my career. Exposure in terms of how to manage a big event. In fact, where you've got 30,000, 40,000 odd people in the stadium, and if you have to manage the F&B, how do you do it? So it was always a very new experience for me. In fact, it had really added to my persona. In fact, and from there I, got an opportunity to work with Movenpick Hotels now, which is a part of Accord Group. It was a Swiss chain at that point of time. Beautiful chain. In fact, gave me a lot of exposure. I was in the pre-opening team, opened hotels in a couple of countries. In fact, I would say 10 to 11 countries. I opened hotels for Movenpick. And from there, I moved back to India, joined Sayaji Hotels Indore back in India and worked with them. Then I moved to Singapore to open one of the biggest restaurants in Singapore, a 600 cover restaurant, as a pilot project. And post that, I got back to Pune, joined Sayaji Hotels once again as a F&B head. And then this opportunity of Amanora the Fern came up. it really appealed me because it was basically a F&B driven hotel. So it appealed to me, and I took it over. And since 4.5 years, I would say more than 4.5 years, in fact, it has been very satisfying and very pleasing. We are one of the market leaders in the city in terms of the reputation management. We are rated as number one hotel in Pune on TripAdvisor, and in F&B as well. If you talk about huge banqueting, this is the place to be. In fact, so this is in fact till now. I mean, coming to various companies. In fact, we work with companies which has the people culture first. In fact, work with companies where it was very people centric. Companies. In fact, where there were no process. Then also worked with a couple of companies which are actually process, which are process driven companies. So, and it gave me a lot of exposure in work, a great experience in working with all different companies, and it really has helped me a lot, in forming myself as a true hospitality professional, I would say.
So you mentioned that you have been working out of India as well as you've come back, and joined back hotels in India. So did you find a difference in the working culture or the way the hotels operated whilst you were working with brands, maybe similar brands outside of India, and then when you came back to India?
Yes, if you talk about first and foremost thing is the brand standards. In fact, when I was working in India, we are very, very particular about specifics which are being taught. In fact, right, even in the catering colleges, service rights, these all things, But if you travel abroad, in fact, people think more. In India, we don't think globally. I mean, when we work in now, the scenario has changed drastically in the past 10 years. In fact, all these hotel chains venturing into it. The scenario has changed drastically. The service standards in India are quite high. If you talk in terms of F&B, in fact, people are very, very, when you go to any hotel, even today in India, people are very careful while serving. But this is not the case, in fact, when you go to, abroad. In fact. So I would suggest that, working abroad is it's a multicultural. You work with multicultural people abroad when you're working, and you have got great learnings, with them. If you're a manager, you understand what is a temperament of a Filipino, or a temperament of a Sri Lankan guy working with you, or how does a Macedonian actually works? How does a Chinese people, the workers, what do they think, and how do you win over them? So it's a great learning altogether. But yes, in India also there are certain challenges. In fact, people have got very high expectations. A lot of talent. It's a very, very competitive market. So I mean, both the places in working in India and working abroad has its pros and cons. But yes, we all as hoteliers, in fact, we first and foremost thing which comes is the teamwork. That is very, very important. You're working in India or you're working abroad. If you're not a good team player, your team is not strong, you will never succeed. In fact, second thing is always the yes, I can attitude, service attitude, in fact, which is very, very important, working in this hospitality industry.
Right. So this was like a precursor to another question, which I would like to say is like, people now are widely traveled, and they can easily, understand, what is the brand standard. And when, they go down to different countries, they see the same brand and they stay in those brands because of the association they may have had whilst they were using the same brand in their own country. So it is sort of leading to globalization of the hospitality industry. So what is your view on the same?
In the field of this economic geography, if I talk about globalization, the hotel industry is largely under-researched. Meanwhile, its worldwide development has reached the level where it can no longer be neglected by the economic geographers. Is the tourism production system and more generally the globalization of services are to be understood. The globalization of hotel sector happens in three important aspects: the multi-actor nature of the hotel industry, The territorial embeddedness of the hotel groups in host markets and influence the expanding hotel groups on economic development. The international hotel industry also contributes to global economy in qualitative terms. In return, the globalization process, such as the development of advanced transportation and the growing political and economic liberalization, all of which stimulates to the increase in the tourism sector, in fact, But yes, I would say that, when the globalization happens, it has to be local. Globe, you know, the globalization is very good for the industry, but the local, things also needs to be preserved. In fact, they also need to be embedded with the global culture. In fact, there are a couple of good things as well. You can see globalization gives you a very large market.
Very
In
true.
fact, it boosts the economy of the particular area of the country. In fact,
Yes.
sector. The third thing is the technology advancement. What you get, you get the best of the technology. Is what is that you see a lot of new things coming up. On a regular basis. It promotes a lot of creativity as well. In fact, see. So if you see in the working style in the hotels, in fact, a lot of creativity, you can see, in fact, with all these, major international chains coming in. And that has been it has been one of the best things which has happened, in fact, after globalization. In fact.
Very true. So, in fact, when you were touching upon this topic of technology, the latest technology being adapted across different countries, so a lot of artificial intelligence and technology has come into the industry. And do you think this is going to be benefiting the hospitality industry? Do you think it is going to be something which the guests will look forward to, or do you still think that the personalization which exists will be sort of taken off, and we can't replace human beings with computers or just artificial technology?
It's a very good question. In fact, in today's scenario, in fact, now coming to technology, or say what we say AI or artificial intelligence. In fact, when you go to hotels, you can see chat boxes, you can see Alexas, you can see robotics, you can see data analytics happening. It's all about technology. In fact, see, so it's it's a wonderful thing which is happening. In fact, people might differ that say people might lose, but it is nothing as such. The personalization in the hospitality industry will always remain. Nobody has to fear that that people the touch of human can be replaced by any technology. Yes, it will accelerate the growth, I would say. In fact, it will enhance the experience. Now you go to a hotel nowadays, for example, say a Novotel. They have got a artificial intelligence based concierge. You just go and ask, and you get good answers. And in fact you're also happy. You go, you check in the room. Now these days, you check in the room. In fact, everything is automated. So I mean, it enhances your experience. But at the end of the day, what we all look for, when we enter the hotel, and if the doorman who opens the door doesn't wish you in a good morning in a nice way, your the day is made. In fact, if you get a good morning, sir, how are you? Welcome to this hotel. So this personalization will always remain. In fact, and I'd say that these days, see, there are a lot of examples. For example, in Japan, a hotel is operated by only robots. It's a completely robotic hotel. See, it's a experience. Now we are actually heading towards into an era where a lot of experiential tourism will happen, and technology will play a very, very vital role into it. In fact, in today's scenario, if you see, intelligent chatbots are used for to interact with customers. In fact, and the need is there. All the needs are being taken care automatically. In fact, data analytics are used for the guest transactions, the reservations, the preferences, and much more. In fact, so it is making the life easier for a hotelier as well. In fact, and everything is recorded. In fact, there are very less chances of error as well. And the sales and marketing team is also using it in a very, very effective way. In fact, But how we can't talk about artificial intelligence without recognizing the rate of data. A lot of property management systems, in fact, make it hard for hotels to create, edit, and migrate data from one system to another. So these all things, in fact, but I would say that artificial intelligence is something, a boon for hospitality industry. But yes, on the contrary, the personalization, your smile, your touch will always remain. So nobody has to fear that, the humans can be replaced by robots. A robot will always remain a robot, and a human will always, that human touch has to remain in this industry.
One more important question. Social media nowadays plays a very important role in, when I'm going to be choosing a hotel to stay in. First thing that I'll do is go and read up about the reviews. And in fact, you all were awarded by the TripAdvisor, and you came out as the topper. All right. So, what is the secret? So, what did you do to win this accolade? And what would be your message to the students tomorrow who will be a part of the industry and will need to also take care of all these aspects when they are working? Uh, how important do you think is social media, and how important is it for you to be very prompt in dealing with any comments, any reviews, answering, and things like that? And how do we stay on top of it?
See, Mr. Rupinder, nowadays in hospitality industry, the social media and reputation management is a big task. We have been market leaders in Pune from since more than 3.5 years now. We rated at number one hotel in Pune on TripAdvisor, and we are number three in India. In fact, after Rambagh and Rajvilas, we are the number three hotel in India as well.
That's fantastic.
Just updating your knowledge. In fact, so it's a matter of great work for us. But yes, these accolades also bring you greater responsibilities as well. In fact, and the whole team has to be geared for it. In fact, and the whole team also has to be tuned accordingly. In fact, yes, I can attitude. This three words. In fact, can win you anything in this world. In fact, social media helps the hoteliers to communicate with the guests and the potential guests. Today is an era of OTAs, all online travel agents. In fact, this Make My Trip, Agoda. You see, all these platforms, the impact of good reviews go a long way in the social media. In fact, from breaking the image of the hotel.
Yes.
In fact, you would agree to it. In fact, nowadays people trust more of their friends, relatives, or human beings. They trust more social media. In fact, they will go on TripAdvisor, they will go on Make My Trip, they will look at the reviews. Even if you buy a TV today on Amazon, Mr. Rupinder, you also go and have a look at the review for sure.
100%.
Yeah, so these reviews are very, very important. And, one should take the advantage of these reviews and use the codes of the guests as well. In fact, either on the hotel website or with the permission of the guest. The guests are our eyes and ears. And, so we have to work on the guest feedback. That is what is most important. In fact, I would suggest. Social media is a fantastic sales tool, I believe. It's a fantastic sales tool, with a very less cost involved as compared to other conventional, sales tools and all mediums what we use. And, social media sites are the most visited sites. All satisfied shows that in today's age, it is the most trusted, this thing, in fact, in today's world. Social media and reputation management today is now a big task on its own. And this gives the hotelier to communicate with the guest and the potential guest directly, in fact. And I would say that, you have to actually act upon. In fact, constructive feedback is always good. If a guest says and that the room service order was delayed. Mm-hmm. So we have to also understand, it also gives us the opportunity to look into our processes as well, that where are we exactly going wrong. The guest says that, I checked in and, I was not having the bellboy. I have to carry my luggage on my own. So you always have the right to go and check that where are we going wrong. And so these small things actually, win the guest for you, in fact. And, we have got guests who are coming with us, from past 3.5 years. It also, helps you. So in today's world, the social media and reputation management is of utmost importance. And I would suggest that, every budding or aspiring hotelier, in fact, what you, this is a very, very, and in fact, for catering colleges, this should be made as a separate subject. In fact, digital marketing. In fact, I'm sure that you must be already have got
We
incorporated.
already have a
We,
subject which is called digital marketing.
yeah, we never had such subjects, in fact, during our, in the course structure during IHM
Right.
days.
Right.
But this is a very, very important, subject which cannot be ignored. And in fact, every person who wants to be successful today, in fact, brand building, it's a like you're building your own brand. So you can't ignore it. And we have to be very, very careful about each and every guest needs, in fact, and we have to actually act upon. We sometimes what happens is we just read the reviews and we just did, but we never ask our staff that why the guest said that he did not like the butter chicken, or why the this thing was not done. So we have to pinpoint each and every individual who is also a stakeholder, equally responsible with us. It's not the GM who works; it is the
Right.
team which works, and so team has also to be tuned accordingly. In fact.
So do you have a team which generally responds to the these reviews
Yeah.
and ensures, or do you have specific heads of the departments who
No.
take care of
See,
their own
I,
specific?
I first thing, Mr. Khurana, I'll be very honest. Before I go to sleep, I have a look at all the reviews, and before once I get up, this is the first thing with my morning tea, which I look for my hotel
Right.
on the so. And moreover, when I get back in the morning meeting, when we do, we discuss about all the issues which have been highlighted with the guest. And then, I personally respond. If I'm not there, I ask my front office manager to respond accordingly. If the guest has raised any issue, then what are the remedial measures what we have taken? We have to respond to the guest. So the guest also has got some faith in us. In fact, that yes, my feedback has been taken seriously, and they see the visible change. In fact, when they come on the next visit. Today's traveler is a much more smarter as we hoteliers. In fact, he has traveled more than us all across the world, so he knows what he's talking about. So we also have to come to his or her expectations, in fact.
Very true. So you've been, as I was talking right at the beginning, that you've been very closely associated with us at International Institute of Hotel Management, Pune, and that's been over the years. There have been various, events that you have taken part in. You have personally been to maybe food fests. You have attended them. You have seen us, host events, and you have been there as a judge, as an observer. And last 2 to 3 years, you've been also hosting the teams which travel down from various countries for taking part in the competition, which is the Young Chef Olympiad. And you have that association. So I would like you to comment on the same.
No, no, see, we as hoteliers, in fact, I mean, IHM is a fantastic institute. In fact, I've been personally to your college quite a few times, and I've been always been impressed. The kind of events what you all are doing. In fact, Mr. Khurana, hats off. In fact, in nowadays catering colleges, I would say that we used to have once a food festival in a year, and one more event. In fact, say Lucknow Food Festival, we used to go. So it was just limited to one or two. Now I see that every month you are doing something or other at your institute. In fact, it's also not about giving exposure then to the industry. Also, in fact, there's like something great which you all are teaching is like social responsibility. What you do as a food, distributing food to the poor and
Food
needy and all.
soldier activity.
So yeah, food soldier. Such activities are really very satisfying, and it's really I mean, we as hoteliers now we have to understand that social. We have to take social responsibility as a moral obligation as well.
Right.
And apart from it, you talk about this YCO, in fact, Young Chefs. Oh, it's a fantastic platform, where the students, you see students coming from all across the world, competing, and it's such a fantastic environment to be in. In fact, and we all look forward to be there. In fact, as judges or as just spectators, it's a great. And in fact, even me hosting such an event it's a great thing. I also get to know people from all walks of life of different countries coming in, exploring my hotel, trying the various cuisines out here, what we serve, and we also learn from them. In fact, they also tell us a lot. In fact, so it's a great bonding, I would say. In fact, and it's IHM has made its name in the Pune hospitality market in a big way. In fact, I see a lot of students. In fact, we also employ quite a few students of yours. In fact, and they're doing great for us. In fact.
Thank you so much. In fact, this year, the Young Chef Olympiad, which is, as I mentioned, in the 7th edition, we are doing it virtually. And, this is something which was necessitated because of the pandemic situation.
This is the new normal, rather.
Yes. So this is the normal that we are living in. So they would be, in fact, joining us from their home country and from their home campus, and be a part of the competition. So everything that used to happen physically, where they would travel all the way to India by the last week of January and then stay on till first week of February. And through that journey, they would, meet with other people, make friends, take part in the competition, global networking, all that. This time it is happening virtually. So on 31st, we are having the the grand opening ceremony, 31st of January, which you will definitely be invited to watch. And from 1st onwards, which is the 1st February onwards, we will have the competitions happening virtually. So we would like you again to join us as a special observer to see how this is happening. And of course, the announcement of the winner will be on the 6th of February, when we will have a grand closing ceremony, and the announcement of the champion for 2021 will be there. So, having this, competition happening this time virtually, and moving to this platform, keeping the spirit of the competition alive. What do you think about the same?
Oh, it's a fantastic thought, I would say. In fact, that even during this pandemic, we are coming out even more stronger, I would say. And that should be the spirit. In fact, that should be the spirit of the industry. In fact, that we all retailers are very resilient. In fact, we have seen a lot of tough conditions even before, and we have come out strong. And you as a catering college, in fact, you're setting like a great example by doing it. In fact, you see a lot of events have been cancelled because of this pandemic. It's not happening. But I'm very thankful to Dr. Suborno Bose and the entire ICF team as well. In fact, the entire IHM team who takes in so much of great effort, in fact, and with such a zeal, passion, and enthusiasm. I love that. In fact, the kind of passion which is visible on the floor. The kind of each and every team member, each and every student, each and every when is it for 7 days life is very different at IHM when this event is happening. So I'm sure that this virtual event will also be a great success, and wishing the entire team along with Dr. Suborno Bose a great success for this upcoming YCO in this year. In fact, I'm sure that we will bounce back.
Absolutely. That is something which you are quite aware that we did a song and you were a part of the same. So this is the theme for IIHM this year, where we move forward together and we bounce back in a big way. The industry is going to bounce back. In fact, one of the initiatives that we started last year was called the Sahas, where the students were introduced to entrepreneurship as an option. A lot of them, instead of joining the industry straight away, could also look at an option of starting their own business. So that was a initiative by our chairman, and we set aside, fund of 5 crore, where we have kept it aside so that students who come up with a good plan, and if the panel feels that we can fund, we will fund those students in starting up their own business. So what do you think is the right way forward for the students? Because this is opening up, the pandemic is opening up a lot of options. Earlier on, hospitality management, final year students would always look forward to a placement, but now an option opening up for them is that why not start your own business?
No, it's a great option, I would say. In fact, I would say rather startups. the startup businesses, you go to any IIT today, in fact, the people who are passing out, you know, very few of them are, lured by jobs. In fact, everyone wants to have their own startup. So it's very, satisfying, and it's very satisfying to see that, we also, the young budding hoteliers also have got the same thought process, and they also want to do something on their own, in fact. And it is really commendable that, what you told Mr. Rupinder, in fact, that you have even set up a fund especially for this, and you will review the entire this thing, that what is the boy going to do, the candidate, in fact, and if you find him suitable, you will fund him as well. So it's a great initiative. I mean, I hats off to Dr. Bose and the entire team who has really thought on this. And it, the name also is very apt, Sahas. I would say that it's a very Sahasi Kadam, also initiated by IHM Pune, in showing the trust over their students. In fact, and I'm telling you, this will be also be a game changer in coming days. In fact,
Right. Also, game changer now, what I feel is like with the industry, the way it is moving forward because of the pandemic, the requirement of the human element is undergoing a change. So people who are doing their final year in the hospitality management institutes, usually would choose one specialization. Do you think it is the requirement of the time where the people who are undergoing these courses would need to be jack of all trades, or would you still say that they need to pick up that specialization and stick to that formula, or do we look at multi-talented professional coming out of hospitality institute who understands all aspects of business, food production to food and beverage service to the rooms division, the finance, sales and marketing? What do you have to say about that?
Mr. Panda, it depends totally on a particular individual, that what one he or she wants to achieve in life in this industry. In fact, yes, today because of this pandemic, we all are talking about this multi-skilling, and we all have realized during the time that multi-skilling is actually helping during these tough times, because everybody is understaffed today. So everybody's talking about multi-skilling, and we say that if staff should work into housekeeping as well, front office as well, kitchen as well, sales as well. We have a couple of hotels which are already practicing it out. But yes, on the contrary, what about hospitality is a industry which is joined with a lot of passionate people. There are a lot of people who aspire to be chefs, like Ranveer Brar and Sanjeev Kapoor, who come to you only to become chefs. So, I would not like to be this thing, but it all depends on one's mind and passion, what he or she wants to achieve in life. I would leave it to the concerned individual. But yes, hospitality sector these days focus a lot of people who are all jack of all the trades. Having, and also having the right information to deal with both your employees and your customers is a crucial in running in a tight ship. Today, we are running in a tight ship, as we all know, in fact. We, we will also solve the disputes better if we know that, who does what and why, and where the company stands on a variety of issues. This means that a manager can act on the issues quickly and efficiently rather than waiting around for someone else. This means that a hospitality manager will also be a frontline manager, a recruiter, hotelier, a techie, stock taker, cleaner, cocktail creator, cell master, waiter, bartender, ultimate host. For a hotelier, I personally feel that the hotelier has to be a acrobat, diplomat, and if needed, one has to become a doormat as well. So no, we have to be mentally prepared accordingly. In fact, but yes, I would say today we are all on a tight ship, and but these tough times will pass. We should not bound any candidate or any individual that you should do this. It's individual's call. In fact, if I want to be multi-skilled, yes, it will help me, because if I want to say become a general manager of a hotel, having a knowledge in all the aspects would definitely help me out at a later date. See, when you do industrial training, Mr. Kurana, when you're exposed to all the departments of the hotel, there are some great learnings. And in my 20 years of span of my careers, till now, 15 years, I've been only been exposed to F&B. But let me tell you one thing, last 5 years when I wore this GM's coat, in fact, a lot of that experience has come into, to my help, in fact, to my rescue, a lot of times, in fact. So we all learn by time, we all learn by the experiences, what we had in the past. So this is.
That's great. Lovely. In fact, before we sort of wind up for today, I would like you to, tell us about what kind of, what would be your message to all those future hospitality aspirants, because a lot of them may be, right now contemplating joining this year. A lot of them may have already joined, but then are skeptical a little bit because of the situation that we are going through right now. So what is your message to them?
Mr. Khurana, if you look into hospitality industry, let me go through certain, statistics. In fact, we almost constitute around 10% of this industry constitute around 10% of the global GDP. In fact, so I mean it's a wonderful, great industry. In fact, and we are the annual GDP normal growth is around 3%, but then this our hospitality industry before pandemic was growing at a rate of 4.6%. In fact. But yes, this pandemic has given us a big hit. But yes, as we all know that we hoteliers are very resilient. We have seen these situations, such situations in the past, and we have bounced back. And now, after this vaccination has come into the market, there's been a lot of positivity in the market. And I'm sure that in coming few months, we'll be back on track, what we were in fact, I would only say to the young budding hoteliers a couple of key points. Now this globalization is happening that we all need to think global. That's the foremost thing, that think globally. Second thing is that you should be a tech savvy. You should be a technology savvy person, because the way the things are moving, artificial intelligence and all these coming into picture, we all need to be very, very tech savvy. Third most important thing, which we all being taught even in the catering colleges, even in the schools, with this thing, always stay positive. In fact, we all need to be staying positive. Fourth very important thing in this industry is that enjoy what you do. A lot of us, we lose our hopes when you go to industrial, trainings and all, where we ask to do odd jobs, like when you are into housekeeping, when you're into stewarding, you see odd jobs happening. We all lose hope at what I'm doing actually. But always what they say is follow your passion. In fact, if you want to become a great chef, follow it. You should make your targets very clear in your mind at what you have to achieve in what time span, and you have to work over it. In fact, that's very, very important. In fact, moreover, we need to believe in ourselves.
Yes.
Believe in yourself, I would say. In fact, follow your dream, chase your dream. In fact, what you want to do. In fact, Also, when you're these students, the message would be that please analyze your skill set, your area of interest. What is your area of interest? What excites you, in fact? And always set up a very clear goal, and always break that goal into different points. When you have to achieve this, when you have to achieve that, and then work, and then you have to actually work on that goal. Never ever get in this industry. Sometimes is very, very tough. That sometimes during even in training you have to work for odd hours, say 12 hours, 11 hours. But this is the nature of the industry. It doesn't happen every day.
Yes.
So but we should be very clear. Do we have that passion of a hotelier in us? And we should see now today's industry. We hoteliers are not only restricted for hotels. We can go anywhere in the service industry, and the service industry constitutes around 55% of the total GDP. In fact, if I were talking figures, so the avenues are huge, and the avenues will be huge always. In fact, even in the coming days post pandemic as well.
Yes.
So always, I would just like to quote this thing. A bird sitting on a branch is never afraid of the branch breaking. A bird sitting on a branch is never afraid of the branch breaking. The bird always trusts his own wings. So we should also have a good faith and trust on our own selves, our own interpersonal skills, our own skill sets, our own knowledge, what we have acquired through it. And this is it, in fact. Be confident, in fact. And we all should be go-getters.
Absolutely. That's a very wonderful message. And I'm sure each one of you who is watching this will definitely take away a lot. We have discussed and gone through various aspects which touch upon hospitality, which are key to our success today. So we talked about social media, talked about technology, how it is getting incorporated in hospitality. We've talked about the human skills which are required for a hospitality professional of the future. So I'm sure each one of you will definitely try to incorporate this. And this is going to be, the small little mantras which will make sure that you can reach that, level of success where you are seeing Mr. Amit Sharma today. He's heading one of the premier hotels in Pune as a general manager. And I'm sure each one of you will learn from his journey and will definitely be a success yourself tomorrow. All right. So on that note, thank you so much, Mr. Sharma. And you took time out to talk to us and talk about your journey. It was really, interesting, exciting, and definitely, something that we take away is a lot of learning which you have gathered over your journey for the last almost 20 years is what you were talking about. So that journey, difficult to capture in just about half an hour, but then I'm sure the people who are watching it will definitely learn and take away a lot of things from this talk. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Khurana. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a great interacting with you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.